Josh, you motherfucker. You touched shit, and then you did this on purpose. You know what? We'll do it live. Fuck this thing. Oh my gosh, I can't believe you, Edwards.
I didn't touch anything.
Hello, everyone.
What the fudge?
Welcome. Oh my gosh.
What the fudge?
Everyone, welcome to the 7th inning. I can't believe this. Listen, we have a special guest here. We're trying to be nice here. We're trying to make a good impression, and then Josh totally screws the pooch yet again.
He's laughing. He's laughing.
Hey, as long as it's not this Josh messing it up, then
yeah, no. Don't worry. We made it to where you can't possibly fuck it up.
Well, Lewis, let me give you a hint for this episode. Anything that goes wrong, Logan will blame somebody else, and he's in complete control in producing this episode.
You can blame me, dude. I get blamed for fucking everything. So never fucking just blame me. You know, because I have no control like the other Josh down there probably. Just blame me. I'll take the blame. Whatever.
I mean, I can be in control. Like, watch this.
No, don't do it.
He's gone. He can't say anything.
Oh, Adam, you're muted. Adam. I was like, what are you muting me for? Anyways,
why am I
Josh
fucking muted?
Edwards, thank you.
This show's off the rails already.
Okay, bye, Josh. Okay, everyone, welcome to the 7th inning stretch.
So if you would have left me fucking muted, I would have been fucking on mute the whole time because he had control.
Probably. Anyways, with me is a special guest, Josh Lewis from Cotton Pickle podcast. Josh, how are you doing?
I'm good, man. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Also is Josh Edwards, my co-host and lover in the nighttime. How are you doing, Josh? Again.
Oh, I'm good, but that's news to me, man.
Hey.
So you're like 500 miles away.
Yeah. It's the only way I can love. And also is Tyler from Fat Boy Fadeaway. Tyler, how are you doing?
I'm well.
Good.
How are you guys?
Good. And Adam.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Yeah,
Adam's such a regular now. He doesn't get an intro.
Yeah, right.
I don't get an intro. I'm just a guy that shows up in every.
You're no longer a special guest. Anyways, we have a game to talk about a little bit, tiny bit. Game 5 of the World Series. Astros take Game 5, win 3-2. Phillies tried to make it interesting, but then decided to shit the bed. Yeah. So Jeremy Pena is pretty much the player of the game this day. He got 2 RBIs. Josh Lewis, what did you think of this one?
Man, it was long and not in a good way. Like, yeah. I feel like some of the National League playoff games were long, but they felt exciting and then they were good and you were into them. And then this one just didn't feel that way. But I mean, overall, yeah, Pena was a stud. I mean, making some great plays in the field as well. So that kind of, he was playing both sides, man. That kid's going to be a stud for a long time. So he did great. And I was happy for Verlander. I don't really have a horse in this race. I was happy to see him at least get a win. He wasn't on his game per se, but at least got the W. So that was good for him.
Yeah. Tyler, we watched the game together live. What did you think of this?
It dragged. That's what Josh said is definitely true. I appreciate the Phillies having no in between in the inning, while the inning's going on, pitching changes. Every pitcher that came in completed their inning. That was nice. Yeah, I was kind of down on Pena before this World Series, and this World Series he showed up and proven why they let Carlos Correa go.
Edwards.
Yeah.
You are here. What would you like to say?
I'm going to say my piece and I'm going to get out of here because I got work in the morning. But
if I had known that, I would have gone to you earlier. Sorry.
It's all right. Pena looks great. Obviously, Houston made a great choice in not signing Correa. They don't miss him at all. So, I mean, that's fantastic for them. Houston looked good tonight. They played good, clean ball. Verlander had a good game, like Josh mentioned. My prediction is still alive. I took the Phillies in 7, not having a horse in the race either. Just defense, man. defense wins games at times, and there were a couple bad plays we saw on the Phillies' end, and might have cost them keeping the game closer. The one dive by Marsh that was unreasonable. I think it was the 6th or 7th inning. I can't remember which inning it was. And then the fouled up play by Rhys Hoskins. So, I mean, that right there, it's 2 plays that make a difference in that game. And Logan you and I discussed this at the beginning of the season when we were doing our predictions that when the Phillies are going to win, they're going to win because they out-hit the other team and they put up 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 runs. And in the close games, defense is what's going to let them down and be their demise. And tonight, that was their demise. Pitching was okay, very sustainable. But, defense didn't get the job done. That's my take on this game. But we head back to Houston now, and hopefully the Phillies can win 2 in a row and finish it off. And before I leave, Josh Lewis, I have a question.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Who is your normal horse in the season?
He's a Giants.
So yeah, my normal horse is the Giants. So not really a
My
fun
guy.
season for me. But
Oh yeah, Tyler's a Giants fan.
I'll say you got 2 Giants fans, 2 Cardinals fans, and a Pittsburgh fan.
there we
Makes
go.
for an interesting show. But I'm going to get out of here, guys. I hope you guys have a great episode. I'll watch it later and maybe get with you guys on Saturday night.
Cool.
Yeah.
Have a good night.
Take it easy, man. Have fun at work tomorrow.
Maybe.
Oh, yeah, you know it.
Okay, bye, Josh. If he can't leave.
Working
He
on it.
doesn't
Come on,
want to.
come on, Mr. Producer. Produce.
Yeah, right. He's always like, "Oh, it's never my fault." Anyways, Adam, we got to you now. What do you think? What do you think of this entire game?
Well, my prediction is shit now. I had Phillies in 6.
It's still possible.
I don't know. Now that Verlander's got that win, he was I picked him to win 2 this series, so and he didn't win the first one. So, will he get another start, you think?
I would give him Game 7 if you needed it. Not in
And-
starting position. Not starting,
3 days
but
rest, man, for a
just
what
a
is he,
relief
30
pitching.
38 now. Like
And
that's
will the
39.
roof be
that's a little
closed?
rough.
He's not Madison Bumgarner.
Roof will be closed, I believe. I think they said that the roof will be closed, and all Yankees fans were like, "Oh fuck! Oh no!" Anyways,
Well,
but
they made him close. They made him close it for the one against the White Sox, right?
I don't know. I don't remember so far back like you do.
And then they ended up losing, right?
Yeah.
Because
Anyway.
they blamed the roof.
They always blame the roof. It's always not their fault. But this was a must-win game for the Phillies. You definitely did not want to go down 3-2 and then have to go back to Houston and sweep there. Now Tyler believes that it is possible to win 2 in Houston because of the Nationals back in 2019. The only thing is the Nationals had probably one of the greatest World Series rotations of all time. Steven Strasburg, Max Scherzer, Anibal Sanchez was really good, and who was that? Patrick Corbin. But Tyler, what do you think of that? My dissing you right there.
I think with Wheeler going Game 6, they could. But Framber's pretty good too, so I think it'll be an interesting. I believe they go in the next game. It'll be a good game. I think whoever wins the next game has momentum going into Game 7. So if the Phillies can get Game 6, which they can get,
Well, if Houston
It'll be
gets
interesting.
6, we're not going to get
Or
it.
Houston gets it, then then momentum.
well, then it's over. But
Yeah, right.
Dusty Baker has trouble in Game 6s.
Does he overmanage? Do you think that, or do you think he has too big of a leash, too long of a leash?
He took out Russ Ortiz too early against the Angels. I remember that.
I'm not even going to go on that one. Josh Lewis.
There's only one Josh now. We're good.
That's true.
Okay then, fine. Josh. I mean, do you think it's possible for the Phillies? I mean, obviously,
What's-
it's all
what's the
things
line
are
from-
possible.
Yeah, what's the line from from Pirates of the Caribbean, right? Possible, not probable, but possible. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I'm with Tyler. Like, we have flashbacks of Dusty Baker in 2002. So I don't think he overmanages. I think, yeah, he's got almost too much room for error, if that makes sense. Like, he just like then he kind of starts playing around with it. Not
Takes the foot off the gas.
Yeah, doesn't try and like slam the door on them. I mean, I picked Astros in 6, so my prediction is still alive, but I was kind of rooting for the Phillies just because I'm a National League guy. So, and I'm always for a Game 7. So, hoping that they can pull it out. I think Wheeler's really good. If he's the one to go, then that'll be great. I'm rooting for a Game 7. I hope there's a Game 7 because baseball Game 7s are a lot of fun. But man, these last 2 games, man, it just feels like everybody was talking up Citizens Bank Park, right, about the home field advantage and how loud they were, and the
fans were going to be a big factor.
Yeah, man. And they just, I mean, obviously with the no hit last night and then tonight, it just didn't feel like they ever really got into it to the volume that they did in the previous series. So yeah, without that backing anymore, I don't know that the Phillies have any magic left, but we'll see. I mean, it's possible.
Yeah. This, I mean, yeah, I mean, we can talk about Jeremy Pena a little bit just because, I mean, he did get the 2 runs for the Astros. I mean, shortstop superstar. I mean, first rookie shortstop to hit a home run in a World Series game, which I thought was nuts.
Mm-hmm.
I saw that stat and I thought that was so weird. I mean, he doesn't seem like he's worried about the pressure. Is he and I want to ask this, like, is he the MVP of the Astros right now? Or is there another player on the Astros this World Series? Adam, let's go with you.
Well, if he does get, it's definitely going to take away the who is Korea guy. And, make the Astros look like geniuses for letting him go when everyone was saying, please keep Correa here because of his leadership. But maybe the management saw that Jeremy Pena was like not so many steps away from being where he is now.
That's one of those things that's like it's a good call either way. Like, I don't think they could have gone wrong by keeping Correa, but it worked out for them not keeping him. Like, I think it could have been a win either way. Could have if Correa maintained what he was doing. But
I wonder where he would have been playing, like Pena, because you would have had to bring him up or trade him, I guess.
What have you got stuck in a Rule 5?
No, I think he was on the 40-man roster. Tyler,
no, I mean if Correa was still there, do you think he would?
No, I don't think Pena would have been victim of the Rule 5. Tyler, who's your MVP of the Astros right now, if they win?
Right now, it has to be Pena, I guess. No one has really performed like incredibly. I mean, Tucker had a Game 1 where he's still in the running because of the Game 1, but they lost that game. And he's been absolute shit since, so I guess it's Pena, but there's no like standout performance we're going to remember for years so far.
Is Christian Javier anywhere in the MVP? I mean, he should be on the MVP.
Yeah, if he goes again.
Josh, what do you think?
7. Yeah, if he goes Game 7, he could. If he goes Game 7 and puts up like 4 scoreless or something like that, like I think the argument could be made.
I think I would bring the ERA down to almost 0.51.
Yeah, he'd be impressive. Yeah, I mean, by default, I think you just got to give it to Pena. It's a shame we can't just give it to Harper. That guy's playing out of his mind. But
yeah, right.
He's not going to get it if the Astros win, no matter what he does. So, I don't know. Like if you could give it to the Astros bullpen as a whole, I mean.
They all get a piece of the car.
I'd probably more go that way, but yeah, individual award probably Pena.
Yeah, and I think we should talk about Kyle Schwarber because speaking of that no hitter, last night a reporter asked him the most ridiculous question, like, how did it feel to be no hit or something? And he was like, I don't give a shit. I move on to tomorrow, and then he comes out, hits a leadoff home run. That was pretty good. That was pretty fun. It made me a big Kyle Schwarber fan. Did anyone else feel like that was just incredibly awesome right there?
It was definitely appropriate. It's a shame that like the Phillies didn't stick with it, and the fans didn't stick with it, and the lineup behind him didn't stick with it.
Yeah.
But because man, Hoskins and Real Muto, like you said, I mean 0 for 10. That's pretty awful.
Was that tonight 0 for 10?
Yeah, 0 for 10 between the two of them, and I think they had 6 strikeouts between the two of them. So
I guess on that final at bat, they had a full count on Harper and they ended up hitting him.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it just seemed like, I mean, because it didn't seem like Verlander was all that great tonight, and it seemed like the Phillies just did not capitalize it. He had 4 walks tonight. He walked 2 guys in a row, I think, on like 10 pitches, and then Rhys Hoskins comes up and swings at the first pitch, and you're just like, what the fuck? Like, that's little league stuff, and I've been saying this like consistently all night because it really does annoy me. It annoyed me when Yadier Molina used to do that all the time. He's such a stupid player, I swear to God. But like, it just was annoying.
If he would have retired earlier, Logan, would have you been okay?
Oh, I would have been like, oh man, he's first ballot Hall of Famer. Now that he's got 3 more years under his belt, it's like, nope. He's not a first ballot. He's a second ballot, maybe. Anyways, this isn't Yadier Molina shit talk today. I promise you. It's not.
To your point, though, like with Verlander, that was something that I wrote down in the first few innings. Like he was kind of falling in love with that elevated fastball, and that's a pitch that you really have to be on your game if you're going to keep making that pitch, and he wasn't. And so it was either getting hit really hard or he was missing and walking guys, but he stuck with it. Like he didn't throw a first pitch breaking ball, if I remember correctly, till like the 7th batter. And it's just like, man, like you got to change your game plan. Like if you're not feeling that heater upstairs. And to your point about Hoskins, like I was frustrated for him because he did what you said, swinging when he shouldn't have. But then his next 2 at bats, he strikes out looking, and I'm just like, swing the bat. Like you gotta be doing something with which I guess I could give him a little bit of credit in the 9th. He struck out swinging, but like
what kind of credit is that?
Yeah, he's just sitting there staring at pitches, and I'm just like, man, swing the bat. It's like
what you're supposed to do.
You guys need this game.
Well, there was one at bat where, and I think it was the 7th inning, where he just took a strike looking, struck out, and he just walked out like he knew it was. And I was like, on an 0-2 count, you gotta be protecting. It's like he forgets the fundamentals, like the stuff you learn at Little League, like I said, and it just doesn't transfer to Major League. But it definitely does worry me as a person who has friends who are Philly fans. Ryan, I love you, buddy. I hope you're not smashing a TV right now. But he, I mean, like they just do not. They look lost at the plate.
Holy cow! He probably did. He probably did.
Oh yeah, he was telling me how much he hates Rhys Hoskins. He's like,
says that on the air. He says it on he says it on air all the time.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, at our show. Jesus Christ.
Oh, it's fine. Tyler,
too much.
What? You're right. Tyler, what did you think tonight about the Phillies not capitalizing on anything?
I thought it was more defensive, like Josh, whatever his last name was when he was on said before. Like the first play, the Rhys Hoskins but where he fell down and couldn't get the guy out at home, and then the center fielder Brandon Marsh diving when he didn't need to. And you have the Astros first baseman Trey Mancini making that nice play down the line at the inning, and then you have Taz McCormick in the 9th robbing Real Muto of at least a double, maybe even a triple with the way Real Muto runs for a catcher. And I think that's what changed the game. Those 4 defensive plays amongst the 2 teams.
I still don't know what Brandon Marsh was thinking. Like he knew that he wasn't going to get it, and when he dove for it, he wasn't even close to the ball. And he dove for it for some reason, and It ended up being a stand up double when it should have just been a single. And I think that ended up being a run, the third run for the Astros.
Yeah, that was the Hoskins play later.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was. And
that was in the 8th.
And like Trey Mancini, we talk about Trey Mancini. Trey Mancini wouldn't be playing first base if Gurriel wasn't injured. But I don't think Gurriel makes that play that Mancini makes. Gurriel is not that great of a defensive player. If
He's
I
one of the
remember
top
correctly.
free agent first basemen of the year coming into the next year.
Is he? He's like 38 years old, which is so weird.
There's a lot of old first basemen available this year.
Yeah.
It's bad.
But
so who are the Cardinals signing? Jose Abreu?
They're not getting a first baseman. They're getting Trey Turner. Anyways, let's look at tomorrow. Not tomorrow. They're playing on Saturday. Got to quit distracting me. Adam likes to distract me on these shows.
What are you talking about?
You love distracting me.
I need Darren here tonight. He helps distract you too.
Yeah, he does. Wheeler versus Valdez in Game 6. Valdez shut the Phillies out in Game 2. What do we see happening on Saturday, Tyler?
I have the Phillies in 6, but I was thinking with my head or my heart, not my head. The Astros are just a better team for the 25-man roster. They just have more talent. They have deeper bullpen. They have better starting pitchers, and they hit just as well. And they're more clutch. They've been there. I just expect the Astros to close them out. My biggest question going in is, will Rob Thompson, the Phillies manager, do anything about Framber Valdez and sticky stuff? Will he pull a Buck Showalter? Will he try and get in their head that way? Or will he just do nothing? Or we'll see. I think that'll be an interesting storyline.
I doubt he'll be a dick about it, but I think if Valdez does something like egregious, like he had been kind of doing, it seemed like in Game 2, not necessarily egregious, but just a little show offy. He may say something. Josh, what do you think?
I'm not backing down from my pick now. Like my heart says Phillies, like Tyler said, but my head says that the Astros will wrap it up. Which it's been a while, if I remember correctly, that somebody's won the World Series at home. So that'll be kind of cool for them to do.
Yeah,
but
the last time was 2015.
Yeah, a long time, which is kind of weird. But yeah, man, they just like what Tyler was saying, like from top to bottom, they just have more talent. They're so good. And like what I was noticing tonight too, that they just do the little things right, man. Like what you were talking about earlier about like little league rules and things you learn in little league. I mean, in the 6th inning, Altuve beats out a ground ball in the infield, right? I mean, he has not been hitting well this postseason, but he's still hustling and he runs out the play and he ends up beating the throw. And then you've got the 8th inning. They get a couple of hits and they turn the lineup over at the bottom of the lineup to just get just a couple base hits, just to flip it over to the top of the lineup, get Altuve another at bat. And nothing came of it, but just those little things that
Altuve hit into that double play, didn't he?
Yeah. And then Altuve hit into that double play. So like I said, nothing came of it, but I mean, at least they do those little things. Like that double play is an anomaly. Like they usually do those little things to advance runners, get runners in, flip the lineup over, execute pitches. I mean, they're just fundamentally better than everybody else. And it's not flashy. It's not cool like the Phillies magic that they have, but it wins ball games, and I see them wrapping it up on Saturday.
Was that a hard? I didn't watch the game. I don't. My TV balled up, my cable. Was it a hard hit ball by Altuve because it went third to first as a double play?
I don't recall. No, so it was off third just a little bit because he went and tagged the base and then had to make a close play to first to nab Altuve, who is still running hard in the 9th inning. So. I mean, you can see Baum coming off when he's coming off the field. He's like tapping his heart, like that was close. And so, I mean, he made the play, but it was off to his left. So he makes the play to his left, goes and tags third base, throws across the diamond to get Altuve. So it wasn't like a straightforward double play, like 6-4-3 easy kind of thing.
It was what 5-3.
Yeah, 5 unassisted to 3. Yeah. I manually keep score. I'm kind of a nerd, so I was manually keeping score of that game. But
nice.
That's awesome.
Adam, what do you think about Saturday's game?
I hope it goes 7. I just want to see one more baseball game. I hate seeing the end.
The end is near, unfortunately.
Yeah,
and I get to go on vacation now. All this gray is going away, and I'm 25 years old. Oh my god. Anyways,
you're going gray.
Apparently, anyways, I'm not even getting into that right now.
They make shampoo and shit for that.
You know what? I'm not doing shampoo for that. Anyways, before we go, we have, like I said, a special guest. In case you didn't notice, this is not Josh Edwards down here. This is Josh Lewis from Cotton Pickle Podcast. Josh, you want to talk to us about Cotton Pickle real quick?
Yeah, so podcast, brand new 10th episode drops tomorrow, actually, so you can go check that out. But it is leaning into the tension between tradition and evolution in baseball. So I describe myself as a baseball millennial, not only because of my age, but because I'm always kind of caught in the middle between new school ideas and old school ideas that I was brought up in and played the game with and whatnot, and kind of the new school ideas now that have been in the game for 20 plus years, and kind of how do we bring the two together? Like, I think both sides kind of want what's best for the game. We all love the game. How do we have conversations to bring old school and new school together, find some middle ground there? So
we got to get those guys on, Logan.
Yeah, right. The Saggy Nuts podcast.
Yes.
they're breaking up.
So, Josh, do you guys talk about analytics?
Yeah. So now that the off season is coming up, I'll be able to dive much more into it. Like I said, I manually keep score, so I'm pretty up there in terms of numbers nerd. But so like analytics kind of bleeds into a lot of different things. So like the episode that drops tomorrow is all about the record book, and different records that were set this season and previously, and the discussion surrounding what records are real and what aren't. And so analytics plays a part in that. But yeah, it's one of those things that kind of bleeds a little bit into everything. We did an episode even on suits versus jerseys, so GMs versus managers, and kind of the differing mindsets there. And analytics is huge in that relationship. So it bleeds in everywhere, but we're going to take 2 or 3 episodes to really dive into analytics specifically, and different numbers and new stats and all that sort of fun stuff.
A lot of
Did
shit
you put Bob
cover.
Nutting sucks as an owner?
What's that?
Did you put Bob Nutting sucks as an owner?
I didn't say anything too much about owners in general. It was more front office versus the clubhouse, so to speak. So owners come into play a little bit, like guys like Steinbrenner back in the day and whatnot that meddle a lot, but yeah, mostly front office versus field personnel.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's a good podcast. Josh, I don't know, you texted me a couple months ago and you're like, hey, I saw you commented about something, come join my group, Cotton Pickle fan group. And I was like, this idea kind of seems dumb. But then I listened to it and I was like, oh my gosh, this is really good. And I like that you're able to be like, you're able to show both sides of it. And then you kind of do say, hey, I think this is what works. And especially your shift episode. I like the shift episode.
All right. Yeah. I already have stuff to where I'm like, oh man, I left stuff out of that one.
Yeah. Right.
and it's one of my longer episodes. So
you always find that. I did an analytics episode a couple of months ago, and I gotta do another one because I missed, like, I didn't miss, but I only did the popular analytical show numbers or stats. And anyways, but that was really interesting. Josh, hopefully we have you again. We'll have you in for another interview where we talk more. We'll talk more about Cotton Pickle.
Cool.
But we should end the show tonight because we're going 30 minutes and Papa needs to take a nap and eat some eggnog ice cream. Tyler, how are you doing? You doing okay? Do you have any words of wisdom you want to say before we leave tonight?
Check out Fat Boy Fadeaway every Sunday morning.
Okay then. Yeah, definitely Fat Boy Fadeaway. I will not be appearing on that episode either.
Saturday morning. Huh?
I'm sorry. I said that, and Darren texted me the other day. He was like, "Sorry, we haven't invited you." I'm like, "It's totally fine, dude. I'm kidding." But
wait, they haven't invited you on yet?
No, Adam. No, don't start any more tension for me.
I don't do the invites. I just am the co-host. Darren does all.
Oh, that's Darren. Oh, all right. Well,
It's
all
all
right.
Darren. It's always Darren's fault,
himself, so I can't say anything.
The Josh of the Fat Boy Fadeaway. No, I'm kidding. Adam, where can people find you? Plug your show. Plug your shit.
Talking Sports with or at Sports Talking It. I was supposed to do a show tonight, but I got out of work late tonight, so I'm not real happy right now. I hate when that happens. But
you got to do a show with me, and that's all that matters.
I know I was coming on with you, but I had a couple hours to spare and it just didn't happen. We were talking football. Shit you love talking about, especially them Dallas Cowboys, Logan.
Fucking Cowboys. Anyways, Josh, you just plugged your show, but you want to say anything else about, or do you want to say anything wise? You want to say birds of a feather tend to fuck another.
You didn't even ask me for my
or
words
whatever
of
it's
wisdom.
called.
You asked me.
Yeah, it's because you don't have any.
I don't know about any words of wisdom really, other than, man, get some rest for Game 6, man. It should be fun.
Darren has decided to text me and say we try to keep the show classy. I have a pipe. I am as classy.
You fuck.
I'm a classy hoe. I promise you.
I know. Look, you got a pipe now.
Yeah.
You know what? You need your Sherlock Holmes hat on.
What?
You need your Sherlock Holmes hat on.
I do. Anyways, that was a really good episode, guys. We didn't get distracted whatsoever. Josh decided to tell me tonight that someone not confronted him, but texted him and was like, "Oh yeah, your baseball show tends to go a little long," and even Tyler just left because of that. And Logan, you tend to cuss a lot more than you should. And I'm like, shut the fuck up, suck my dick. We got to get on. Just mess and look at that pipe. Thank you. We got to get you on. Okay. I was like, wow, we got to get it on. Okay. Anyways, thanks for. Yeah, right.
So, Josh, are you on the West Coast?
No. So I'm actually in Arizona. So I'm same as Pacific time right now because we're weird and don't change times. But
yeah. Anyways, thanks for watching. We'll be back on Saturday. Oh crap. We'll be back on Saturday. I almost pressed the wrong button and totally screwed the whole thing up. We'll be back on Saturday. See you guys. Live long, watch some damn baseball. Peace out, motherfuckers.